for fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 22 coins. Make sure you guys go check out my sponsor, Red Zone Coins. Use code VENM at checkout for 10% off.
Yo, what's good guys, Venom Fire here back with another video, and today we're going to be bringing you guys another defense in Madden 22 that's good against the pass and the run. This one's going to be a blitz and coverage hybrid. We will show you guys how to blitz out of it, how to bluff blitz out of it, a couple of different blitzes actually that work. We're going to be in the 3-3-5 odd formation. This is in the Miami Dolphins defensive playbook. One of the best defensive playbooks in the game. You have double A gap, you have 3-3-5 wide, you have 3-3-5 odd, of course, which is what we are in. Big nickel over G, couple of 3-4 formations, stuff like that. Dime 1-4-6 and dime 2-3-6. So we will definitely be in this for some other videos in the future. But 3-3-5 odd, one of the most underrated formations this year. Very, very good. Couple of people are using it, and for good reason. So the play we're actually running is going to be linebacker cross 3 show 2. You could actually run this blitz out of any play in this entire playbook. I'm just going to run out of this because there is another blitz that I might show that I have got to work a little bit, but honestly, it's not my favorite. It's not the best. Doesn't work as much as the other one. So for this blitz, what you want is safeties at linebacker. You can definitely use them. For one of the blitzes, you do want them because your linebackers inside will actually be blitzing. For our main one, though, you don't need it. If you prefer linebackers, you can certainly have linebackers there, but we'll just get more speed out on the field. Right here is an important spot with Josh Uche. You want some speed off the edge, so get a guy who is super fast, Jalen Smith, or I think his name is JOK on the Browns. In Ultimate Team, those guys are really good for this. But yeah. What you're going to do with your coaching adjustments is you're going to turn auto flip off, and you're going to set your curl flats to about 15 or 10 yards. Anyways, without further ado, make sure you guys drop a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you want more defensive videos, and let me know in the comment section what you want to see. But let's go ahead, jump into it. So with auto flip off, you're going to want to flip it to where the linebacker is going to be on the side of the running back. So for example, if I were going up against bunch, his bunch would be on the right side. I would want my linebacker on the left side, or my slot corner matched up on the same side of his bunch. Now I just decided to go up against spread so you guys could see it a little bit better, just because sometimes in bunch things happen with this defense, and most defenses where your players will get bumped if you're blitzing. Not as much off the edge, but I will just show it so it's a little bit less congested and it's a little bit easier for you guys to see what's happening with the defense. So here's going to be a look at our player. We have 5 men blitzing our three of our 4 defensive linemen, 2 of our linebackers. You have 2 seam flats and 2 curl flats. So for the blitz, what we're going to do is spread our defensive line. That's going to be deep pad to the left and that left stick up. You're also going to go ahead and slant inside, which is down on that right stick. So deep pad to the left, down on the right stick. The last thing you're going to need to do is contain, which will be to double tap that R1 button. If you guys want to know how to do all of these adjustments, go check out my quick adjust video I did a couple of days ago. So here's a look at your play art. Obviously, we got a couple of adjustments to make. This is not a complete defense. So we want a curl flat on that left side. First of all, we have a seam flat on the right. We don't have anything on the left to fend, so anything could get open if he blocks the blitz. So the guy to do that is going to be Kyle Duggar. You can kind of just move him out of here, but put him into his curl flat zone. See, now he is in the curl flat. Specifically against bunch, he would be fine from the inside, expecting, you know, usually there's drags coming from right to left that he has to defend, or even trips. But you can move him out a little bit if you want. I also like to move Devin McCourty down, not only to help out against the run. You see how he is in a run fit. But just because this 3 receiver hook will definitely help out your user. So you got one last step in this blitz. And this blitz doesn't necessarily work 100% of the time. It is pretty reliable, but sometimes the outside linebacker comes through. Sometimes that defensive lineman comes through. But what you're going to do with your user is just kind of stand here. You don't even necessarily have to hover like this. I could just be standing here, and I have seen it work. And then when the ball is snapped, you just kind of want to hover over just for a little bit, and there you see the blitz comes through. This time we actually forced a disengage. So instead of 1 man coming through against a 5-man protection where we rushed 4, we actually got 2 people. So we rushed 5, or we blitzed 4 people against a 5-man protection, and we got 2 people free. That is a sign of one of the best blitzes in the game. Let's go to the replay and actually show you how it worked. So again, you see, with my user, the ball is snapped. I just stand here. I don't have to move to the left. I don't have to slide anywhere. I just can stand here. And you see McCourty, he recognizes, and he actually ends up going to defend, which is cool. One thing I forgot to do was shade over the top. So you see how my seam flat actually matched on the post. Not something that you want. Mainly, let's go back to the blitz. So again, you just kind of stand there. as long as you can kind of delay this left guard just a little bit. I'm not even sure we did that, but the blitz just works on its own. So you see what happens here. As long as this linebacker is able to run around, and honestly, I've tried out things where I spread the linebackers. Those still don't work as good. This is probably the best way to run it. So he just runs around, and then for whatever reason, we force this disengage. So we get two people, which you will see happen occasionally. You see the coverage pretty well down the field. Of course, we can adjust our zone drops or coach adjustments in practice mode. Please fix that, EA, but he would normally be all over this out route sitting at about 10 yards. And again, 10 yards is probably the best spot if you're only putting two flats on the field. They won't defend crossers or necessarily drags, but they'll be able to wrap up, make a tackle, and they will do enough to force your opponent to make a second read or something like that. So that's how you see the blitz, and that is why I've been talking about this defense for a long time. Definitely going to start running this a lot more in head-to-head myself because of how dangerous it is. I think someone might have actually ran it against me, and he was coming off the edge every single time. So again, the setup's going to be spread your defensive line. You're going to slant inside. I know for a lot of these blitzes, you want to slant outside, slant inside, down on that right stick, quarterback contain, double tap RB, and then you just want to move Duggar here into a curl flat. Again, you can move McCourty down into the box. He's going to play the run a little bit better. The last thing you want to do is probably to shade over the top as well, because the seam flat will match on. Now, if your zone drops are set, I'm not sure if that will still play a match assignment, which I don't think it will, but again, since we are not allowed to adjust our things in practice mode because for whatever reason it's just not there, you have to shade over the top. That'll just turn him into a curl flat instead of that seam flat, which is perfectly fine. Again, with your user, you can just kind of stand here. You can leave him on his blitz. You're going to be using him anyway. Just kind of stand here and kind of hover over a little bit, and there you see it work once again. Center doesn't blitz anybody, and you see that time only one of our people came through, which is the guy that usually does, Josh Uche off the edge. But again, very solid. Really, the key to this is just engaging with the left tackle with that defensive end. And that's what we do. I know sometimes some of you guys probably thinking, why would I slant inside? Why is he saying slant inside when slanting inside shows that his player is going to be going down, and you probably will engage with the left guard off the tackle, but for whatever reason, this works better when I do it. I'll actually show you what it looks like slanting outside. But again, it just works better. Very clean. Here it is in real time. And again, with my user, I'm able to actually distract the center this time, which again, honestly doesn't really make a difference. So, but yeah, good blocks. We have a contain on that right side if somehow he blocks that guy and he's able to run out. We have two contains. You see McCourty, he's just kind of sitting there chilling. He's defending well, playing deep. So maybe you'd be able to defend a drag with your user, something of that nature. But overall, very solid coverage. Let's actually show you what it looks like. So we're going to answer your questions right now. Let's slant outside instead of inside and show you exactly what is going to happen. Same coverage, same everything. We're just going to shade over the top. Here's a look. This is slanted outside. Just going to stand here, and there you see it. Just an instant engage from your defensive end to that left guard. So you can see right there that it truly does not work. Not sure what the difference is, but again, you just trigger worse animations. You see immediately he is unable to get up, and overall it just ruins the play. You see coverage over there, pretty solid on everything. Maybe the running back gets a little bit of separation, but even our 10-yard curl flat, which this is just a stock curl flat. If you're playing 10-yard curl flats, you could also kind of leave them stock. They will sit around that range. But again, just blitz does not come through. You'll have to win a one-on-one, and then you can get your sack. So we'll show the original blitz a couple more times. And again, this blitz does not work every single time. It's worked the 2 times we ran it, but if it doesn't work online the first time, don't go away from it. It does work. And you're only rushing 4 people, so it's not like it's a huge risk. You're rushing 6. You're going to give up a touchdown. It's simply not the case. So you can definitely go back to it if it does not work. Again, we'll snap the ball, just kind of hover over here. That time you see it doesn't work, but it kind of worked. What I mean by that is he was very close to getting through. He ended up getting picked up at the last second by the tackle, but he was already so far upfield that he forced to disengage within like the next second, which certainly can be a possibility with this blitz. Again, just going to kind of stand here with your user. He's going to snap the ball. You just kind of engage with him for a little bit. That time we forced another disengage with the left end. Because you're not spreading that linebacker, sometimes it can get a little bit congested, but trust me, when it works, it will be worth it. I'll show you guys why you don't want to spread your linebackers. This is going to be spreading our linebackers, and honestly, it just does not work as cleanly. We're going to go ahead, curl flat Duggar again, move him over here, and then just snap the ball. This is with him spread out, and you see he's forced inside. He actually ends up never getting picked up, so it does work, but usually you won't get the clean, simple wraparounds. He will get bumped around like a pinball right over there. So that is the first blitz. Let's show a bluff blitz out of this now. So if I wanted a bluff blitz, probably my go-to would be just to hard flat one of these guys. So I'm just going to hard flat one player. It's probably going to be him. So we're going to hard flat Uche. If I was running the bluff blitz, I might even move up to around 15 yards, but now you have a 3 receiver hook. This would be the first way to run it. So you shade over the top, curl flat, hard flat, you have a 3 receiver hook, you would use him, and you have a 3-man rush bluff blitz. The other way to run it would be to put Phillips also in a hard flat. You go with a simple double Mabel. Now you have no help in the middle of the field, which again spread, you would probably get eaten alive. So I would probably run the first one. Again, it depends formation to formation, and also it depends what your opponent is doing. There you see the coverage good against this particular setup, but again, formation dependent and play dependent, or play call dependent by your particular opponent. So don't just go ahead, decide to run one for no reason. You got to have some thought behind it, and you got to make reads on what your opponent's doing, what his reads are, and what his route combos are, depending on the formation that he is in. But let's show the other way to run the blitz. And again, I mentioned that I don't run this blitz too often this way. I have actually got it to work a couple of times in practice mode, but majority of the time it does not work. I've seen it work online though. I've seen people run this, I believe, just watching streams, just watching other things. I have seen this work before. Not my favorite, but what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead, spread your defensive line. You're going to slant outside instead of inside for this. You're going to slant outside. You're going to go ahead, quarterback contain just like so. I believe, yeah, you want him blitz, but here's a look at your setup. Now, if I were going with this particular setup, since you are rushing 5, you have to give up something. You're going to give up this 3 receiver hook. You're going to throw him accordion and curl flat. So this is what you're going to do. And then you can use one of these guys. I like Phillips blitzing a little bit better, and also what I like doing is moving him down just a couple of steps here. It just makes the blitz work a little bit better. With Duggar, you're going to just use him, and you can just kind of stand here. You don't really have to do anything particularly, so we're just going to snap the ball. This guy sometimes wraps around, sometimes doesn't. I'm not sure what causes it what, but sometimes he will come through. We'll try it a couple of times. Also, one thing with this blitz that you can do if you want to get him potentially in a better spot with this guy, you can actually kind of move him around, click off, and he'll go to that spot that I was kind of talking about. So you can really just move him over to the right one step, and then he'll go to that spot, like taking a step up, maybe a little bit inside as well. Again, with your user, you can kind of just stand here. You don't have to do much. He's going to wrap around. Again, sometimes it's pretty dependent on getting a double team. Again, I have seen it work cleanly once, just in running it for like a couple of minutes, but probably won't work now that we turn the cameras on. That's usually how these things work. Again, I don't really run this one online in the games that I have played, so I can't recommend it too much to you guys. Again, just to move him down, you can kind of move him around like this, move him a little bit down, and then he'll go to that spot. You see, if you move him to the right, that actually doesn't work, so I probably shouldn't have said that, but you just kind of stand here. Again, slant outside, quarterback contain. Here's a look. And also, this blitz is worse because you just don't have extra help in the middle of the field. You don't necessarily have to hover, which maybe can help, but you see, you're also getting one-on-ones, so it can work in situations. You can try it online, see if it works for you. I believe it would work better online than practice mode. But again, it can also be a situation where it's dependent on the particular team or ratings or players that you have. Maybe it's better with a linebacker. I haven't labbed this one too much, but I did know enough about it to give you guys a setup and give you a look out of it. So that's pretty much going to wrap up the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you go ahead, smack a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel, follow all of my links down below in the description, and peace. I'm out of here.